I mean Cincinnati chili, whatever the hell that is.
Welcome to the Fanatical Elfz Show, part of the Elfz Network. We are a bunch of wild and crazy Cleveland Browns fans, bringing you all the latest in Browns news. Tune in now. Good evening, all. Welcome to the Fanatical Elfz Show.
Wow.
That would be me, you, and whoever else is out there. Hello.
Hello.
We are the Fanatical Elfz Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network. We appreciate you watching us now live on Facebook, YouTube, or the X, and also listening to us later on Apple, Spotify. Please download our show, subscribe to our show, follow our show, spread the love, tell everybody how much you are a diehard Cleveland fan and you listen to the Fanatical Elfz. Steve Gill, how are you this evening? It's Thursday.
I'm fine, John. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm trying to get used to the whole. My whole body's getting used to working again. I've had my 6-week hiatus, and I started back to work on Monday. So it's taking me a little bit of time, obviously, because I'm an old guy now, and But I'm trying some different things so I get to work on time, because I get ridiculed if I don't get to work on time, and I have a lot of.
You don't get to work on time?
I do get to work on time. I've always gotten to work on time. Sometimes I might be, let's say, a minute or two, fashionably late. I mean, this is
fashionably late.
Been going on for, you think I've been an educator for 35 years. I was in school all those years. My downfall, and this is shout out to the Gihos, Dan and Dave and all those guys. They would take me I would go with them to school especially when I was in high school, and they would, I would be late. So I ended up my last couple of years getting a study hall, and I was in the band, so I could just go into the band room and not be counted, tardy or unexcused. So I learned my way. So, that's kind of carried over for the last 40 years, but
okay.
I can only blame myself. It's my fault, but I'm trying. I'm waking up at 5:45. I'm just, it just takes me a little time to.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
I get up at 6.
Okay, so
Well, during tax season, I would always get up at 6, and then after tax season, I went to 7, and then I realized that I'd wake up before 6, and I'm like, well, I'm awake.
Right. My problem is I stay up too late. That's my issue right now.
I don't. I'm old.
What time are you getting to bed? 9, 10?
Yeah, we usually go to bed about. Well, if we're not too tired, we wait till the last weather at 10. Like 10:20.
Yes, because you're Central Time. Yeah, that always made it a little bit easier when you lived out in Central Time. I lived in Kansas for 20-some years, and I did get used to that because the news would always be on at 10, not 11, and so that weather would come on at 10:15, and you could be to bed by 10:30 most nights. But here, it's like I'm used to the Eastern Time, so we do have one news channel that comes on at 10, but usually I'm coming out of summer right now. Anywho, well, I'm glad people know. Yeah. Browns started their training camp this week. They began with some really good news with 2 of their veteran defenders, Denzel Ward, Ohio State Buckeye, and Grant Delpit, I believe LSU grad, were signed to extensions, new contracts. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I haven't seen the numbers yet. You're only going to see what the agents put out. But, I had known that Denzel Ward wanted a lot of that money turned into guaranteed money, which is coming out of Jimmy Haslam's personal checkbook. So, he wanted upfront cash. So they converted a bunch of stuff to upfront cash. They already worked his signing bonus a while back. So, he wanted to stay in Cleveland, and he's always expressed that. I was told that they would get him, Hickman, and Delpit done, and Delpit would be the hard one. So it was kind of surprising that
Really
he got his deal done second. So I expect Ronnie Hickman to get his deal done soon.
Those are two Buckeyes that you mentioned too, Ronnie Hickman and Denzel Ward. That can't hurt recruiting and looking at future Ohio State Buckeyes who are just down the road here from Cleveland. So,
well, they're going to be very important to this defense, and it's already starting to show up. Defense is way ahead of the offense. Although you got to give a little slack to the offensive line. They're not in pads yet. So, it's a little hard blocking when you're not in pads. But as Delpit put it, it's basically Jim Schwartz's pressure style. But what Rutenberg is doing is Delpit described it as exotic.
Okay.
It's a lot more disguising, a lot more confusion for the opposing quarterback. So I like it. And so far today, a guy I follow, Pete Smith, he concentrated on the defense today at training camp. He's there.
Okay.
And he was very, very, he loves it. He loves this defense. And right now, Michael Hall and Mason Graham are having their way. They are both in the backfield nonstop. So that's good. That's where that pressure up the middle. That's what they need. And they're young guys. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
It was fun watching the guys come in the day before last, coming into the building and getting all the reactions and the different things from the players. That kind of gives you a little bit of insight to them a little bit. So for the fans, it's exciting this time of the year. We don't know, but there's so many good things so far. And there's a lot of optimism with a new coach, a lot of young
There's always
players.
Optimism this time of year. There are going to be 32 teams that have a winning record. You didn't know that?
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Another good thing, they started the session off today working on special teams.
But you said earlier in your show on Sunday, you want a boring special teams.
I don't want anybody to talk about special teams. I don't want to hear a word about special. It would be, well, the offense played great, the defense played great. Oh, yeah, the special teams were good. That's the type of play I want to see. I don't want to see another Jets game or another Baltimore game where they blocked a punt. I mean, they were in that game until they blocked that punt. Now, I mean, Baltimore goes down and gets 14 points in the fourth quarter. And I shouldn't rewatch all these games, but I have to. I have to. It's just to refresh my memory.
I feel you.
Because people remember moments. They don't remember context.
They were talking about do you remember the old game from 2011 or 2012? Browns were on national TV. I think it was a Thursday night game. They were playing the Baltimore Ratbirds, and the only way they could lose is if the kick got blocked.
Yeah.
They brought it back for a touchdown.
Yeah. I was at the local Brownspecker club.
What year was that?
I don't remember. And
I soon forget, but Yeah,
I remember that game. I remember that moment.
So much of the conversation so far, obviously, is with the quarterback tracker.
Really?
Shedeur and Deshaun. Deshaun got first crack with the first team yesterday.
Okay.
Shedeur got
context. It's all about context. And that's why that thing is totally useless.
Oh, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Today, Shedeur got the crack at first team. But they did note yesterday, and I don't know if you read into this at all, but some people were speculating just because that's what we like to do as Browns fans. But supposedly yesterday, when Shedeur was with the second teamers, though, he was teamed up more with Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Spencer.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing. They've been starting the rookie wide receivers on the second teamers.
Yeah.
They did that day one, and they're doing it again today.
Okay.
Shedeur he started the session a lot of underneath stuff, a lot of safe stuff. That's
maybe it's because his dad was watching.
Maybe it's because the coaching staff wants him to to get the easy stuff right first.
Yes.
Again, context.
And we don't know any of that, right? We're watching things from afar. I'm sure the beat writers are hearing different things, but it is context, and that's, we're 2 days in to all of this. I think there's a lot of hype going on. I think there's a lot of Cleveland fans, like you've already said yourself. I mean, you're not in love with Shedeur Sanders, but you want anybody but Deshaun to be
anybody
out there.
but Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I don't care. Anybody but Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And, you saw the first day. He was better today.
Mm-hmm.
But you saw him his first time out
Yeah.
against number one defense. He struggled. First 2 passes, interceptions.
Yeah.
He was the big thing with Deshaun Watson, and this goes to the head coach.
Yeah.
And this is what observers have said, that he gets the offense lined up quicker, more efficiently.
Okay.
And that's why people think he's going to be the starter, because he gets them up to the line. Now, they did have a few pre-snap penalties in 11-11, but again, offensive line not in pads. I think DeJuan Jones started at left tackle yesterday, and then Fano was back in today. Tavon Jenkins left with a trainer. I don't like to hear that, because he could be your starting right guard.
Right.
I really, really think that Elton Jenkins is going to be your center.
Okay.
I really think so.
Not the other kid, not the other guy from Alabama.
He might go to the practice. Well, he's got to beat out Luke Whippler, but Luke Whippler can't stay healthy. So they like Parker Brailsford quite a bit, but he needs a little more width.
Yes.
Bulk. He's a little more bulk.
Sure. Well, even seeing somebody like Spencer Fano, I mean, walking into it's funny when you see these kids are so young. They aren't like, Spencer Fano's not like a ginormous dude. I mean, he's big, but I mean, just seeing him walk in.
He's good size, but you don't. Today's NFL game, with the way the passing works, you don't need behemoths in the offensive line anymore. What you need is good, skilled technicians. You need 5 Joe Thomases. He wasn't huge when he came in the NFL, but he was such a great technician. So that's what you really need. And KT Levinston was at guard today. He's going to make this team as a guard. And there was even talk of maybe seeing if DeJuan Jones can play guard. I know he's kind of big for a guard, but versatility. It's all about versatility on the offense.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to see these guys out there. Todd Monken, a head coach, older guy, but he seems to have a real flair about him. People are
He's not old. He's younger than I am.
Well, sure. He's a young pup then.
It's
so funny. It's funny to me, like the little things that I know. These are obscure notes I've said, but like he keeps his playbook. Like yesterday, his playbook was in his belly, or tucked outside of his shorts, on the flaring out. It looked kind of weird. And then today I noted that it was underneath the shirt. So I don't know. I don't know if somebody said something to him, but I thought it was kind of funny. He's, trying to light a fire under his coaching staff, his players. I've been impressed. It's a different approach than what Kevin Stefanski did. I think there's some sound bites and some things that some of the players have said. You referred to Grant Delpit talking about the defense and what they're doing with that. So what are your thoughts on Todd Monken so far, what you've heard from him? I had a quote here I wanted to read to you, but I just wanted to get your initial thoughts.
I'm kind of waiting until the first preseason game. I want him to react to the first pre-snap penalty. I want to see what the face looks like when they do that. Because like I said, they had a couple on today at 11-11, and I'm sure he was not very happy, and he will point this out.
Yeah.
And the offensive line coach, George Warhop, will also point it out, probably enthusiastically, that you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, he said, let me read this quote to you. He says, and maybe you heard this already. He was interviewed by Browns Daily. I think this is from yesterday. And he says,
yeah, I heard this interview.
To me, what really pisses me off in practice, this is Todd Monken speaking, when it looks like shitty ass coaching. Excuse my language, but that's the first thing first. Guys are moving from drill to drill. How are we operating? Does it seem like there's a sense of connection? We talk to our coaches all the time about every drill. We're either confirming, we're correcting, or we're connecting. We're doing one of those three things. We're not going to be silent. We are going to coach every play, every minute that we're given with our guys. If what you're showing on the field isn't how you want it to look, because then that's a direct reflection of you, gets you booed fastest. So I like his.
All right, everybody, let's go out and find that brick wall. Let's run right through it.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, connecting, correcting, and confirming. I mean, either one of those three things.
That's perfect. I love that. That's a great phrase.
Yeah. It really, and I'm writing an article for Doc Daily about it, but yeah.
Again, the local media will not have segments on the radio dissecting what they think the coach means, which was a daily occurrence when Stefanski was here. No, yes, he pretty much tells you what he thinks.
Yes. Yeah, no, even something he said today. I don't know. He had a conversation. If you hadn't heard, Shedeur Sanders' dad, Dion Primetime, was in practice today, observing, and with his cowboy hat and all. And so, some people take that differently. Listen, I like Primetime. I don't mind him being there. He's been a head coach. He's a college coach. He knows his son probably better than anybody. And the Browns, I don't know if they welcomed him, but it seemed like everybody was pretty cordial, and I guess they met afterwards or whatever. But I didn't hear all of the sound bites after that. But I wonder a little bit with Shedeur. I don't know Shedeur enough. I think that he's coming along well, but you do wonder, because I've had a kid who played college sports, and I helped coach my kid, and some of that pressure just that nobody can feel other than Shedeur. You wonder how that ultimately feels. I don't know. I mean, he's grown up in a family that was famous from the time that he was a baby. So what are your thoughts about Dion and being there and all of that, and then Todd Monken?
I have no thoughts.
No? Okay.
No. Second day of training camp, Dion has to try to get the Colorado Buffalo back to a winning record, or he might get canned. Because they haven't been too good lately.
Would he come to Cleveland to be an assistant or a consultant?
I hope not. That's too big of
What do you think? Let me ask you this. What do you think of these rumblings you hear about either Shedeur or Dillon Gabriel will be traded before the season starts because one of them's not going to...
That's the assumption about Deshaun Watson. That's where that all comes from. I don't know how they're going to work this Deshaun Watson thing.
Yeah.
All I know is Sanders or Dillon Gabriel will have to be the starter, and they can't put Taylor Green. You keep hearing people say, well, they can put Taylor Green on the practice squad.
No, they can't.
No, they can't put Taylor Green on the practice squad because somebody will pluck him immediately. Correct. Because the other three teams in the AFC North wanted him and were going to draft him in the 6th round. And Andrew Berry knew that.
Yes.
So, no, it's this nonchalant, backward reasoning going from the back of the quarterback room to the assumption that Deshaun Watson is going to be your starter. Mm-hmm. I don't know what magic Andrew Berry has up his sleeve for Mr. Watson in 2026. I can't wait to find out.
Sure.
But the only person who knows that is Andrew Berry.
I listen to 97.1 down here in Columbus quite a bit. I love Anthony Bishop or or one of the guys that does the show in Cleveland. He also does the afternoon show here in Columbus. He works virtually, and so I listen to him. And he was talking with Jake Burns, who some people follow. You might follow on social media on the X. Really,
I've followed Jake Burns for a while.
Yeah, he breaks down film and all this stuff. And they were talking about what we're talking about today with the Browns training camp. And he was talking about the quarterback spots. And Jake Burns said that he believes that, Shador should, in his mind, Shador should start because he says for everything else, he says, even go back to Deshaun Kaiser season in 2017, he says, we need to see what we have in Shador. And I think that's realistically
that's the logical thing.
Yeah.
See, John, you're getting logical on me. Let me mark this. What's today's date?
Well, no, I've said no.
Put this on my calendar.
I have been saying
John's being logical.
No, I've been saying making Shador. I mean, I believe you got to let.
Well,
let
you're
the kid
doing
play
it because you like Shador Sanders. I'm saying
no. I do, but I'm not sold that he's the guy. I'm not saying that. I that's the wishful thinking part on my end. But I do agree with you're saying what Jake Burns says, and a lot of fans are wanting to
see what you have.
Yeah, you got to play it out.
Because let's face facts. We don't know what the quarterback draft is going to look like next year. No, you don't. You can sit there and say, well, there's talent people, but if you look at the last couple of years, no, you don't.
Yes.
I mean, last year it was going to be Manning was your overall number one pick. And the Ohio State Buckeyes punched a hole in that game one.
Yes.
So Carson Beck. Remember when Carson Beck was going to be there? He's a superstar. I'm hearing rumbling is that who's the
Dante Moore?
No, the one this year was the number one overall pick from Indiana.
Oh, Mendoza. For Fernando.
I never was sold at him being.
No, he got lucky, man. There's some of those throws those kids from Indiana.
And right now,
that game against Penn State, there's no way they should have won that game.
Well, he had great stats versus bad teams. Good teams, he struggled. But right now, out in Vegas, it's looking like our buddy Kirk Cousin might be the starter game week one.
They were talking about that earlier.
I've never been a big fan of Cam Ward, the generational talent.
Right. Well, you lived there in Nashville 2 years ago. You probably, what's that looking like right now? Are they talking?
I don't know how you can go at the start of a season to a 5th round draft grade to the number one overall pick just because you changed schools. There's something fishy about that. I'm sorry, there's something fishy about that.
Speaking of fishy, how about Tony Romo and Kyle Shanahan this week?
I tell you, Kyle Shanahan fooling around with his phone.
Yeah, what was going on with that? They had that story ready to go, and they didn't come out until 2 days ago. It's like what were they waiting on? Like, what was the whole?
I don't know.
Something going on there.
Whether he'd be charged.
Tony Romo, coming back from a golf tournament. Did you know I was talking to my colleague Troy on our show last night? We were joking about how they were talking about it on the local radio here in Columbus too. That Tony Romo was up in Wisconsin. That Wisconsin has when you look at the most drunken counties in the country, the top 5 counties are all in Wisconsin.
Are in Wisconsin. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like Tony Romo. I like him.
That's why Big Ten teams don't like to go to play in Wisconsin
in Madison
because they're all drunk. They're drunk before the kickoff.
Yeah,
I mean there's snot knockered right before the kickoff. So
there's a lot of trees. There's a lot of open space up in Wisconsin. I mean that's the case in a lot of places too. But it is. They are the cheeseheads and Green Bay and all that fun stuff. But all right, so far things are going pretty good with camp, and I think everyone is excited. We're a couple days into this. I'm anxious to see how it spills out into the like the first Preseason game is next week, I believe, right? No, 2 weeks. So 2 weeks on August.
2 weeks.
August. I don't have it right in front of me, but
I will in a second because
they
got it
know
on my
it's.
calendar.
Is it next week that they have the Hall? No, it's this weekend. They have the Hall of Fame game here in Kansas.
The 15th, August 15th at Chicago.
So those of you who are excited, at noon?
A noon game. Yeah, noon
Interesting.
Game.
Interesting.
I don't think if judging from what I hear about the quarterbacks and what I'm hearing from people I know, I have a feeling he's not going to name a starter till after the Buffalo preseason game.
That's the second one, right?
And also they have a scrimmage with him before the preseason game.
Correct.
So I do like the fact that he said the starters will play in the first preseason game, but they're not tackling to the ground in training camp, which makes sense.
Okay.
So you're not seeing fights break out like in Cincinnati.
We talked about that too. My colleagues from Cincinnati, and man, those guys are all boneheads. Like, Jamar Chase, what an idiot! Just a complete idiot. I just don't like the guy. He's just a knucklehead. It's so funny because if you've been to the Cincinnati game down there, their practice facility is literally under a highway. It's
they got to walk across the street to get to the practice. That would make me angry.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So, hey, let's pause for a quick commercial break. And on the other side of it, we've got to share out our sponsors, and we're going to give away some free stuff. We'll be right back. Hey, thanks for coming back to the Fanatical Elfz Show. That's Steve Gill. I'm John Suchan, part of the Fanatical Elfz Network. Shout out to Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. They shake the hands of the farmer. They're a great company, local company here up in Mechanicsburg, Ohio. Check them out. Go buy some coffee. I've got the link here. Let me see if I can get to it here. I want to spin this on here we go. Maybe. It's down there. There you go. So you go to Hemisphere Coffee Roasters, and also our other sponsor, new sponsor, is Sherry's Licorice, which this is a bag of their cinnamon licorice. Amazing stuff. Sherry and her husband Dwayne own this little company down in Goshen, Ohio, and we've worked out a deal with them. And I wanted to give that to you guys. I've shared this out on our X page, Facebook page, elsewhere. If you use this code Elfz Network 15 when you check out on a purchase of $25 or more, you will receive a 15% discount.
Awesome.
That's awesome. The customer, you're going to get some amazing licorice. This stuff is like a step up. When I've talked to my wife about this, she says you should describe this licorice like when you say it's so much better than like just your basic Twizzler. It is. It's like instead of taking just your ordinary tomato you get at Kroger or wherever you buy your groceries, and instead plucking a juicy tomato from your own garden, and how much better that tomato tastes. Well, folks, Sherry's Licorice is just like that when it comes to licorice. So there you go. Where is that code? Here, let me put that code on if I can find it, but I can't find it. So
Network 15.
Yes, it's right. I had it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I got it. Here we go. There you go.
Elfz Network 15. 15%.
So all you got to do is punch it in. It works. I went and bought a whole bunch of bags. We're going to continue giving away bags, and we're going to give away a bag right now. We asked that if you're on our X page that you follow us, then you reposted it, and we had some fine people do that over the last few days, and we appreciate that. Continue to listen to our podcast. We love the fact that you're Browns fans just like us, and we're excited about what lies ahead this season. So the winner of the free bag of licorice, and by the way, this winner, you're going to have your choice of what flavor, and we'll send that to you. I've got all sorts. We got blue raspberry, cinnamon, watermelon, red raspberry, strawberry. So it's pretty exciting. All right, winner is, I got to get the drum roll. Where's the drum roll? Got to find the drum roll. I got it. Here, drum roll. Wait, here we go. Adam Lewis, you are the winner of the licorice. Adam, congratulations. Spikes 40 is your hashtag on the X. We appreciate you reposting and sharing this out. This is amazing licorice. You're gonna want to go order some of this licorice, and then you can use that 15% discount to buy even more, and you will truly appreciate it. I think I'm gonna munch on a piece right now. There you go. All right. Hey, Javion Clowney came into Cleveland.
They've been talking to him for 2 weeks.
Really?
See, front office doesn't leak, but I found out that
Steve finds out stuff.
It's because I listen.
You hear things. It's good.
I hear things, but he has other teams interested in him. The front runners are an NFC team. And the Browns. And if I had to wager a guess on the NFC team, I would say the 49ers.
49ers. Because he was with Dallas last year.
Who are right now are as banged up as they probably will be in week 16.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a bunch of guys. Ricky Pearsall I guess he's just going to be here his entire NFL career. So, injuries are happening. Thank God the Browns, knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. Everybody's healthy. Little dings and stuff like that, which happen.
Yeah.
But,
I was surprised to hear, but before you get off of talk about Javion Clowney, he had 8.5 sacks last year with the Cowboys. So he can still bring it.
In 13 games.
And that's without a Myles Garrett. I think there was a little bit of a split. I don't know for sure, but they didn't seem to always get along. But when they played together, I think he would be a good addition to this team and another added veteran presence.
Yeah, Jared Verse loves the idea of bringing him in. Clowney, it really wasn't Myles Garrett that he had a problem with. It was the fact that he thought that their only job was to get Myles Garrett into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He had a problem with Schwartz. Let's just face facts. He had a problem with Schwartz. And when the locker room wouldn't back him up, well, some did in the locker room, but so he wanted to leave. I think another stint with the Browns would be great.
And the Browns let him out.
He does.
I mean, they traded him.
Yeah. He would be his everybody thinks he's a pass rusher, but he's more of a run stuffer. He sets the edge against the run, but probably better than anybody around. And his sacks come because of other teams. The other team's paying attention to somebody else. So I think he'd be a great addition. He'd add to the pressure. Like I keep saying, the most two important things about this defense is going to be the pressure and it's going to be the secondary. And so far, after 2 days, the secondary is looking really well. They're playing Hickman in the box. They played McNeil Warren in the box. They've had McNeil Warren back. They've had Grant Delpit playing in the slot, which
Well, McNeil Warren was in the slot. I mean, I think you're going to see all those guys: Hickman, McNeil Warren.
That may be their plan. That may be why they haven't gone out and signed a slot corner. Is the way they're going to use the safeties. And
I think so.
And if you add to it the disguises that they're going to use, the looks they're going to use to confuse the other team.
Well, you mentioned that word versatility. I think that's a huge word. I mean, I know people just use it sometimes, but I truly believe that that's something that the Browns are really built on and doing a good job at identifying and using to their benefit. And I think with this youth movement and the way that the league is shifting, I mean, moving these guys around and their ability to do that at this level is going to be really something to admire. I think it's a real strength of this Browns organization and the defense. I totally agree with you what you've said last week about you think the Browns could still be a top 10 defense.
I still think, well, all the assistants are still there. I mean, the secondary guys love Banda and what he brings. And guess what?
Yeah, he stayed.
He's the defensive pass coordinator. So and I love Jason Tarver. He makes the
Yep.
most of the linebackers. I mean, they don't pay linebackers. I mean, that's what the Browns do. Of all the position groups, linebackers are the least paid, but he gets the most out of those guys. He's probably helped Schlesinger get the Defensive Rookie of the Year more than anybody.
Yeah.
Just the way how they used him and how he used him. And Cesar, the defensive line coach they stole from Houston a couple of years ago, I loved him too. So I've also heard my favorite player, Aiden Huntington. The first 2 days he's been playing all defensive tackle.
Okay.
So it sounds like they're going to get a rotation of young guys in the middle with Malik Collins and Khalil Davis. Everybody keeps forgetting about him. He was one of the first free agents they signed. So after the signing period settled down. So I'm feeling a little bit better about the defensive line. If they get Clowney, I'm good.
Yeah. No,
and I sign Ronnie Hickman to an extension. They do those two things, I'm good. Defense done.
Well, I think if we get, obviously there's a long way to the beginning of the season, and the season itself will be its own thing. And the Browns do open the season 2 games on the road. Hello, NFL, to Todd Monken and his crew. It's definitely going to be tough. I don't care who the team is, and the Browns have had some success in Jacksonville, right?
Bags.
Well, and then they're going to play Baker, and Baker's going to be playing on last year of his contract to do everything.
Oh God, I hope he does play like it's the last year of his contract.
Well, if it's any foreshadowing, it was game 2 or game 3 of 2021 season when he went and threw the interception and then tore up his shoulder. The Browns play him in game 2 or game 2 this season. Who knows? But I know some people have been talking about Baker coming back to Cleveland.
He lied about it for the rest of the season, and before anybody says no, he didn't. Yeah, he did.
Well, I listened to that interview today, and I know some people talked about Baker. The interview today. He was down in Tampa Bay, and he said that he's disappointed and doesn't feel respected, and he sounded like the cocky ass kid that he's always talked like since 2018. And I respect him. I think he's earned some of what he's gone through, and he's gone through a lot, but at the same time, there's some of that where Baker's just Baker, and he can be a real ass. And I don't know, like some people have said, well, could the Browns bring him back? I
hope not.
It's funny because you think about these players like Baker, and then like in basketball we had all this stuff with LeBron, and the LeBron then ends up going to Philly in the end. So it's been an interesting time if you're a Cleveland fan now.
I would personally like to thank Baker Mayfield because now ESPN has a quarterback controversy to hone in on, and it doesn't involve the Cleveland Browns. So thank you, Baker Mayfield. I really appreciate it. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Now,
ESPN off our backs, man.
I say that he's an ass. I say it, I don't know.
Well, he does. That's one trait. He has what you call moxie. And that's what I liked about it.
Sure.
But that can get you in trouble. That's why with Tampa.
Well, did you hear him say too?
All my in-laws are Tampa Bay.
You've mentioned that before,
Bucks fans. And they all go, hey, how about that Baker Mayfield? And my wife and I always go, yeah, but he'll break your heart.
Yeah.
We were down there one year. We were leaving the next day. I watched him beat the crap out of somebody. And Karen's brother-in-law goes, man, did you watch that Baker Mayfield yesterday? And before I say it, my wife goes, yeah, but it'll break your heart. Because she's seen it.
Yeah. No, it is certainly, but let that be another controversy. The Browns don't have to be in part of that, and the Browns just concentrate on what they've got going here. I think we'll see what happens with them naming a starter. I think the pressure will continue to mount every day that we have training camp, but you believe that they're going to wait till probably around the Buffalo game.
That's what I hear. Through the Buffalo game was the exact wording. So you can take that. But I can't wait till they get in pads. I can't wait to see who your starting offensive line is going to be against Chicago.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure Elton Jennings is going to be your starting center. He's played the most. That's the position he's played the most at, is center. So, and the rest of the offensive line is pretty much set, except for right guard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be interested to see who plays right guard. Wouldn't surprise me if it's KT Levinston, if Tavon Jenkins is hurt, but I'd prefer to have Tavon Jenkins there. But that's another thing. I can't wait for pads. I can't wait for the first preseason game. And I'm just watching and figuring out what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson. It does this team no good to start it. That's wasted time. That is, if it's one of the two youngins, Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders.
Do you think that they want him to dig his own grave, and that's part of the reason for this time frame that you're giving us about Buffalo game? Because
I think Todd Monken wants to figure out who's going to give him the best chance to win, because that's why he was hired. He don't want to. He's not one and done. He's not tanking. This is first and only opportunity to be an NFL head coach. So he wants to win as many games as humanly possible. So he's going to wait to see who emerges out of this stuff. And Buffalo's a good measure, because the last game, I guarantee you, there's no starters going to play in the last game.
Right.
And no starters should play in the last game. It's on a Thursday night, and only diehards are going to be watching it. But that Buffalo game and scrimmage, because you're going against a really, really good team.
Well, I think last year, wasn't it? That was really the last several years when they've had these scrimmages. It's the people that are watching these get a little nervous, with the Browns, over the last several seasons going. It could be a long season based on what they've seen against some of these other opponents.
Well, 2 years ago, the media usually isn't there. 2 years ago, I can't remember who it was. They beat the crap out of the Browns. Last year, the Browns beat the crap out of whoever they played. I can't remember. So I think 2 years ago it was Philly. I can't remember.
I thought it was Philly last year as well. No,
okay. Might have been.
Okay,
it's preseason.
Yeah.
But one of these two guys is going to have an emergent. By the way, Dylan Gabriel having a good first couple days. He had a good OTA. He had a good mini camp.
Yeah.
So, and they can't put Taylor Green on the practice squad. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson. I haven't figured it out yet, but they're going to do something with him. It wouldn't surprise me if he's the backup. That would be fine.
So then if they make him the backup, that would mean that Dylan Gabriel
to get rid of somebody.
Yeah. They're going to have to get rid of
Gabriel or Sanders.
Well, and the season started now with all these other teams. In the next 2 weeks, there's going to be something that happens with some other franchise or even our own franchise. I don't want to, knock on wood, we stay away from injuries, but Lord help us, that always is a possibility too.
Oh, that's a cloud hanging over. I'm sure Carolina Panthers didn't think they'd give 3 guys already out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So that first day, that's brutal.
We've had some of that stuff. I'm trying to remember there was a camp or two that we've had. Last year, Martin Emerson, or was it the year before?
Year before, Martin Emerson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was last year.
Last year.
Yeah, last year, and then they've got Nick Harris 1 year. He got hurt the very first preseason game.
Yeah.
He's going to be our starting center. And then they went
our
to
special
5
teams
center.
guys. We always have had bad luck, knock on wood, with the special team returners. That 1 year where 2 of them went out.
God. Well, one guy 2 years in a row, and then last year they also lost another one.
Yeah.
By the way, they have Dylan Sampson and Casey Concepcion, mostly returning punts and kicks.
Okay.
They had a whole list of guys returning kicks today.
Oh,
it was 8 different guys. So I'm just happy to see that they're working on special teams.
I think camp is open to fans and of the public. You can go out there this weekend.
Tomorrow,
yeah, and then
31st
Saturday
is the first one.
Yeah. I'm not going to be able to go up there. We've got some things going on here. in town, so I'm not going to, but I will be talking to my colleagues at Northeast Ohio Sports Insiders and working on getting credentialed to be up at the Browns games this season. So I'm excited if hopefully I get to do that and bring that to you here at the Fanatical Elfz Network and have somebody on the inside getting all the details. Those I know Steve already has an ear to the
Just
team.
remember, last year at this time, the big thing was who's going to win the quarterback battle, Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco.
Yes. And look where that landed us.
Later.
We were playing
later.
Yeah. Did we now in that last game of the season? It was it Joe Flacco against Shedeur Sanders in the last game last year in Cincinnati, or was that? Did they have a different quarterback? I think Cincinnati might have had a different guy going against.
They had a different guy.
It wasn't Shedeur. It wasn't Joe.
It was Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Because Miles got the sack finally.
That's right. Yeah.
Boy, I encourage everybody to go back and watch that game.
Yes.
And you'll see what a thin line the Browns had to Miles getting that sack.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Cincinnati took the opening drive, went down and got a touchdown, then Shedeur fumbled the ball, and they were heading for another touchdown.
Yes,
and
they did.
Devin Bush intercepted it. And then the next possession, Shedeur threw a bad interception in double teams.
And then
a couple plays later, they fumbled it back for a touchdown. And it was before you knew it, it was 14-7.
Yes.
If Cincinnati converted on both those games, Miles would have never gotten that sack because they would have just run the ball the entire game.
Yeah. No, we were all talking about it. It was, and really, if you were there in the stands, like we were watching it, it didn't, you were feeling as the end of the game approached, like this is not going to happen. And then finally it did. It was just it just worked out in their favor.
The offense scored a whopping 6 points.
Wow.
But luckily, Andrew Smith this time hit the game winner.
Yes. Well,
he's another one. He's
had a good.
He's a great story. I mean,
I love
game of the year and missed an extra point, missed the game-winning.
Mom died a year ago. I mean,
and then after that, he beat Green Bay with a last-minute kick. He beat Cincinnati with a last-minute.
He's a great kid. Got to be there for the interview, standing next to him and. The thing that always surprises me because, you work in this business, whatever we do as adults, you get to be around these kids are young. They're in their early 20s, he's 24, 25 years old. He's the same age as most of our kids or my younger kids. And so it's always just so like interesting. Here they are playing in front of 60,000 fans, and
you miss a kick and everybody wants you cut the next day.
Yeah. For him to turn it around the way that he did, it was a great moment.
Good thing they didn't cut him.
Oh, yeah. No, and the kid's got a real good sense. When you meet people, sometimes, he's, to be a professional athlete, you have to have confidence, obviously, to get to that level. And, kickers are a different group. Obviously, I know our old colleague Joel Cade would always talk about, kickers aren't really real football players, but
it was like in the movie The Replacements when they came in and their kickers up in the stands smoking a cigarette.
Exactly.
Was it my turn? And puts it out and goes out and kicks.
Right. Yeah. No, it's well, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think fans are just generally more energized because the team is just different. It's got a different coach. It's got a kind of a different feel. Kevin Stefanski's not there. And
the OTAs and the mini camps, what I heard, there was just a different feel. But the first 2 days, Todd Monken his presence is felt on the entire
he talked about it
field.
earlier. I read that quote, connection, confirmation, connecting. Those are, if they're doing that and he's preaching it and his coaches are doing that, I think it's going to be a huge win for this team long term. And who knows,
by the way, Quinson Junkins is a beast right now.
Good.
He is a beast. He has all the quickness back that he had last year. It's
that's another thing. When you're young like that, you can heal much quicker and faster. And when you're in your early 20s,
fractured ankle and a broken fibula or something.
Now, when you're
like
56, or us, then you get a bone bruise, or I'm dealing with plantar fasciitis right now. So,
God, I wish I was 56.
Oh well, let me tell you, I'm dealing with these. It sucks, man, but it's all right. We're getting through it.
No, I don't wish. I'm glad I'm 68 years old. I've had a full life.
I've
had a full as an exciting life. I ought to write a book.
You should. No, I'll read it. My dad actually started writing a book. He actually gave me. I have the script over here that he started writing this book years ago. So
you traumatized your father that much? He had to write a book?
He gave me. He wants me to read it. It's about his life, not mine.
Oh, okay.
It's about his life and going back in our family history and everything. So, I'm supposed to read it.
God, I could write three novels about my family history.
Yeah,
you don't know the half of it.
No, I don't. And I think, but that's what makes everything. I think that's what I love about when we do these podcasts, and I know we don't not always talking about Brown stuff, but there's so much that I think I think we're as a fan base. I think what makes us, we talked about this a little bit last week, the Browns fans are some of the best fans. I just think we're hardworking. We have stories. We like to communicate. We like to tell our stories. We like to live the life of a sports fan and live it like, we're part of the team, and we're not the team, but when training camp starts this time of year, we get immersed in it. We live for it. And it gives a little bit more of a boost, I think. And I know you're a little bit older than I am, but it gives you a little boost, this time of the year. So.
Oh yeah, you gotta love it. I mean, I don't watch the videos like I used to. I take every video I see with a grain of salt. So.
Yeah. Well, all right, you old timer. Have a good evening. And
oh, I hope so. One day closer.
All right, folks. Next time we see you now, Steve, I will let you know, and I will not. We're gonna have to discuss off the topic here. I'm not gonna be available next week at the exact same time. So, but we will be on sometime next week, hopefully, and we will discuss. Yes, show will be Sunday. We'll get that out to you. Dog Pound South.
By the way, they quit using that phrase for their trip to Nashville.
Oh, they did. Did you contact them and tell them you better not?
No, I was about to, but they didn't. They must have looked it up and saw that somebody copyrighted it. Has
nice.
So
nice, good. Well, have a good evening, Steve. Everybody out there, have a good evening. Thank you for tuning in, watching us, and listening to us on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcasts. We are there. We're the Fanatical Elfz Network. See you next time.
Go Browns.
Toodaloo. Go Brownies. Here we go, Brownies.
Right there.
Here we go.
There's the elf.